Hello, we're back in Derbyshire today and I've got these numbskulls with me. Martin, James, Timmy and Jimmy. We're back on another adventure with Dad.
Can't see nothing without my glasses on.
Now this is the River Lathkill, first recorded in 1280. Apparently the name comes from Scandinavian Old Norse Lathkill, narrow valley with a barn. That's a bit of a mouthful to remember, but there's a bit of a nice cascading waterfall just up there. I'll show you in a moment. Look how crystal clear the water is. That's lovely, isn't it? I wonder if we'll see any fish. You can see that greenery in there as well, can't you? Let's go up here and have a look at this little cascading waterfall. Lathkill Dale is a beautiful stretch of countryside in Derbyshire. It's not far from Bakewell, and there's a car park at Overhaddon, which is the village on the right hand side of the map I'm showing you now. Now public transport links are non-existent unfortunately, but the walk will take you around about 25 to 30 minutes from Bakewell if you're not coming by car. And we'll follow along the valley, the River Lathkill, until we get to Mandel mine, reputedly the oldest lead mine in all of Derbyshire. Upon leaving that, we'll see the remains of an aqueduct that carried a lead off towards Mandel Mine pumping house, and then we'll find Bateman's house. This is an extraordinary relic of times gone by, including an old pit shaft that has been repurposed to do with electricity generation and pumping. After that, we'll move on to finish off a little bit further west at a beautiful waterfall on the River Lathkill. I love the sound of water. And over there, look. Can't really get you any close to that, but because of that, it's still lovely, isn't it? I'll get the drone over it as well. Come on, Dad! I found you something! I found you a little ideal!
What's that?
It's a thing.
Does it go anywhere?
It's an old... It's not really anything, is it? It's not going anywhere. Look at that. Separation of rock just there. That's nice, isn't it? There's supposedly a few of these caves along this route. Mandel mine up here, that is allegedly the oldest lead mine in Derbyshire. There's some nice remains there, buildings, and then a cottage a little bit further around. There's plenty along here. You're gonna love this one. Oh, look at that one. Shall we see if we can shine the torch into that? So let's go inside. They're staying over there. And we'll duck down a little bit. It's quite low. It's low like an old flue. And it doesn't really seem to go anywhere, look, does it? It just goes flatter and flatter. Whether it's been intentionally filled in, unsure. It looks like where the beam is there, and I'll move it away a bit, it goes off to the right a little bit. Nothing seems to go to the left, but without crawling, which I'm not going to do, we won't know. I'll take a couple of photos and you'll be able to see down there a little bit better. He's going in, look. Apparently there's cake in there. That's why he's gone. Hello! Did you find anyone?
It looks like at the end it's like a water-filled shaft.
Oh.
Might be a shaft, not quite sure. Can you hold that? I'm just going to do a TikTok.
So we've come for adventures and explores and history, haven't we? And James, what are you bothered about?
Bakewell pudding.
You won't shut up about it. He has.
All the brew or lack of.
He hasn't bought any like condiments, snacks.
What have you brought mine?
I normally bring a brew when well equipped, but I get sick of being the one that organises it all.
So up here, there's the remains of an old engine house. It used to have a Cornish beam engine in it, 165 horsepower. That's all been removed now, but the remains of the pump house and also the leak bringing the water in. I believe there's a small little tunnel, and there used to also be a wooden trough that dropped down onto a water wheel. Let's go and find it. So look here, we've found the remains of the pump house for Mandel mine, the lead mine. Work started on this mine, believed to be in the late 1300s. It's the oldest lead mine in Derbyshire apparently. But the work really got up to a head of steam in the 1700s, where production really increased. Now when this was in operation, at one time there used to be a Cornish beam engine. Up, down, just there, 165 horsepower, all the way up there. And it was fed by water. That come down the other side of that gentleman down there. It used to have a water wheel just there with a wooden trough coming across the top, right where these steps were just there. And it went into a small tunnel and it was fed by a leat. So a thing of beauty, isn't it? You can still see all the markings in the stonework where equipment was supported and attached to the wall. Archway, that probably fed in the water just there. You've got to imagine the water came from up there, and across there was where the aqueduct was, potentially supported on these stone wall foundations just here. It's a lovely little thing, this is. Hopefully it's here for many more generations to come. The little pick marks in the wall just there, look, and that big stone lump supported by what would be an iron beam or bar, and underneath, look, that's quite fancy, isn't it? Now this graphic gives us a little idea of what I've just been talking about. Now this is taken from the information board, and you can see the pump house in centre back. You can see the steps coming up to where there's a tunnel on the right hand side, bringing in the water from the leat. The leat and the water goes straight over that wooden trough, where there is then a wheel on the left hand side, that darker brown look, and that would have dispersed the water down towards the 165 horsepower Cornish beam engine. Just look at all those pick marks in the stonework. That's one big stone block that's split at some point just there. The little pick marks go all the way around. There's a few there, look. Leaving the remains of this behind, you had the water wheel over there, you had a wooden trough bringing in the water, servicing the water wheel into the pump house down there, and that came from a leat. So you've got to imagine the trough finished around about here, and then you've got this on this side.
Oh yeah, wow. Look at that.
And going inside, you've got to imagine this has all been filled in, so it's not at the correct level.
Does this feed water to it?
Yeah, this is where it comes from, so there's a leat on the other side.
So somewhere you've had to get water at a very high level.
There we go. We'll get inside, take you through, and look, that is where the water was fed in. It came across from the valley down there. There used to be an aqueduct going across the Lathkill. We'll get to see the remains of that in a little while. But it must be about 25 foot long, this little tunnel. But, you know, back in the day, water would have barraged its way through here, shot all the way out, come out the other end, straight into a wooden trough, and deposited down there for that beam engine.
Down there, a capped shaft. Why else would there be a concrete pad in the middle of the woods here? So that, if you could lift that, would be terrifying. But there'd be a shaft there.
And now I can show you this from above. Look, if we go around here, that's the other end of that little tunnel we've just gone through and have a nosy. I've just shown you over there. And this is where the channel of water was that fed the beam engine. And further down there is the remains of an aqueduct. I'm looking forward to finding that. I think that's going to be pretty cool. There's another old mine entrance here, look. Obviously I can't go in. We can shine the light in. Cool. Look at that passageway down there. The old chain. I bet that's got some stories to tell. I think we're going to get back down to the River Lathkill, down in the valley. But I'll just show you this, look, the channel, the man-made channel, which brought the water in over towards the tunnel I'm on top of now. Very, very short tunnel. I've just popped back down the valley to show you this. The pumping house is up there, around about 5 minutes walk away, but this is where the discharged water comes down and rejoins the Lathkill. Just here, look, man-made channel coming down. That's crystal clear, you can see the bottom. It's beautiful, isn't it, and fresh. So this is where the journey ended for the water coming from the pump house. Now there is water in this now because I believe it has been permanently diverted around from the main river. Oh, look here, we found ourselves well, it's worth going down. Oh, it's a bit spooky without the torch. Let me get that on. This one's flooded. It's similar to the first one we saw, but you could get down it if you had the correct gear on. You're actually allowed in it.
You're allowed in it?
Yeah, if you get permission, you know, access in there. So obviously you'd have to have wellies and a bit of a cave suit. That's a nice one, that is. Oh, Martin's arrived at his destination. Look at that.
Oh, it looks nice, that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Let's get the zoom camera on.
I think we could wild camp in there, you know. So quick return to the old Scottish Library map. So Mandel Mine and the engine house, the pump house, is just up here. Now just here it says bridge, but it is in fact an aqueduct, and that's what we're about to take a little look at in just a few moments. Further down on the kink where the river takes a turn west, that's where we'll find Bateman's house and the old lead mine shaft. So that's a little bit of where we are right now and what's coming up. Now just above that cave that we just had a nosy in, if I take you up here, I'll try to, it's a bit stippy and steep. Oh God. Yeah, I'll carry on. Don't know how I'm going to get back down. Oh, we can do it. Yeah, so this is where that channel of water was. And it went all the way down there, look. Right above that cave now. That might be my way back down. here we are on the other side of where the pump house is. On the other side where the beam engine was. This is that tunnel we went in a little while ago. Coming along here, this is where the water came in and supplied the pump house. And further down here is where we're going to find the remains of that aqueduct that went across the River Lathkill. Now I do think this has been filled in. I think it would have been deeper because otherwise it would have escaped over the edge of the hill down the embankments of the river. But I think if we follow this, we will indeed be above where the aqueduct was. Indeed, look at this, coming around here, over there, and you could just make out the support columns for that aqueduct. There were 6 of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, over the river and the other side of the valley. Not sure how I'm getting back down. I'm going to jump down to the bottom and show you it a little bit better down there. So looking down, it continued its journey. There were 6 pillars, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think they stood where number 5 is, and I think the 6th pillar is going to be on the other side of the river. So James has stood exactly where the 5th pillar is. That's missing.
Oh, is it?
Yes, that would have been the 5th pillar, and the 6th one was that just there. So there's 6 in total. So you got the 4 extant ones just there, number 5, number 6, and then back over the other side. This is Bateman's house, and it was built around about 1825 by Thomas Bateman and his partner John also. That was his business partner. And this is the main body of the building. Look, you can see you got a fireplace just there. You got a nice stone window frame there. Look, that's actually pretty impressive, that, isn't it? But well, if I did that and the entire thing just fell down. Over this side, looks like there would have been some sort of doorway. Let's turn you about. Yes, bit of an out area and a separate room just here. Look, that's brilliant. I like that. Now once inside here, the roof was quite high. It's almost like it was tall enough for an upstairs. Maybe it was. That's where we were at the beginning. Look, with that frame. The main entrance to the house is the doorway that I walked in originally, just through here. Let's have a look. There we go. Look, so you can see the stepped entrance to that door going in. Look, and the main front door would have just been there. From the exterior, we've got that window. That is where the fireplace is, just there. So you've got to imagine the chimney going up right there. Look at those chisel marks in that block of stone. There's something else really interesting just around here that I'm now going to take you to see. Right, so you see this shaft down here. We're going to go and have a look at it. There's running water down there, and yeah, let's go. I'm going to go down forwards very, very slowly. Mum, I hope you're not watching me. So we come down these ladders, look, and you might have noticed it's very, very noisy. Look down there. You see that running water down there, look? That's just bursting out the side just there. If I take the beam away, you might be able to pick up on that. I dread to think how deep that is. There's the top. I'll get the floodlight on it as well. Now this shaft housed a disc engine, and it was a primitive turbine pumping engine, and it was created at Flax Spinners of Lathkill Dale, part of which at least was made by the Adelphi foundry in Chesterfield, believed to be in 1831. You can see it now with more of a flooded area. Look, you see that archway there? It's something for some wooden beams up the top, look, on the right hand side. But there's none on the left. That's astounding. Up here, once we leave again, there's something else to look at just behind that fence.
So at first glance this appears to be some kind of outhouse. It's never been blocked off, look, it's just solid stone all the way around. It didn't used to go anywhere, but it was probably used to store equipment, tools, maybe even coal, anything for the upkeep of the land and the grounds around. Probably even equipment for maintaining that beautiful creative invention down there. So we found something else. I think this was man-made again, some sort of ditch or leat or diversionary water, because the main body of river is down there. If I carefully go over here and over here, look down here. Now that has been, has that been filled in? Did water used to come out of there? I believe it did. There's a little opening at the very bottom down there, look. So is that the original stone wall, or has that been put in place since? Because the natural rock is just there, look, and then that is built up around. I think that has probably been dammed off at a later date, and water would have at one time come charging out of there, and there's probably a little gap just left at the bottom to allow a minute flow. So the path's gone, look, it's eroded at this point, and it's flooded, it's gone. Fortunately we can get around, so if you are coming along and you want to do this, just be prepared for little moments like this. These are big, aren't they? Old mine workings, two massive wide open caverns. Get the torch on. Cool, they go a long way. Look at that. Look at the size of them. They're the biggest we've seen all day, aren't they? Let's have a look at the next one. So, another passageway, look. That's great, isn't it? Look at all those cut sections. Nice little find. You could easily miss this, it was at the top of a very high hill. Yeah, they're pretty fantastic, aren't they? Really fantastic. Look at that beauty. So we're going to leave you here now at this very fine waterfall. Have you had a nice day?
Yeah.
Have you had a nice day, Timmy? Where are you?
Tim.
Timmy!
Yes, he says
you had a
yes,
good
he
day?
has. We'll do more stuff like this. We will.
I'll try and find some more places
And I'll find some really good places.
since I found this.
And wild camping as well. Comment below, get him to go wild camping.
Yes.
Yes.
In the summer.
In the summertime when the weather is fine.
I'll book
And you can bring Prosecco and wine.
I'll book a Premier in.
No, they're closed. Thanks very much, everyone. Martin, watch his channel. James, no point. And me, see you again. Bye-bye.
Bye.